Welcome everyone to Train Tuesday. I am your host Jim Wigan with Athearn. So glad that you've come to join us for this episode of Train Tuesday. If you like the content that you see that we deliver every week, please do us a favor. Go ahead and like this video, comment on this video, and while you're at it, subscribe. And to make sure you don't miss any future videos, hit the notification bell. So we're going to be talking about a couple of different items tonight. We're going to be talking about a new concession caboose, as well as a next release of the Athearn Roundhouse F units. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with some model train goodness. Now, if you travel across the country at some point during your travels, you'll eventually find a caboose living its next life as, say, a park display, maybe an ice cream stand, or even a roadside hot dog stand. Cabooses like this can be found all over, to the delight of vacationing families. And we've got some great new road names that we're going to add. Now, we've done these before. However, this time we're doing these as bay window cabooses, and we've got some new businesses that you can support at HO scale. So, starting out, our next run will include Train's Tacos. So, be prepared for Train Tuesday with some tacos for Taco Tuesday with Train's Tacos. Or maybe you'd rather relax at the Popcorn Palace. I always like to caffeinate the Notch 8 by stopping by the Caboose for some coffee. Coffee Caboose is another one that we're offering. And then finally, for some of the best barbecue in town, you want to head on down to End of the Line for some of their Texas style barbecue. Now, these fun additions are perfect for maybe that sparse part of your layout or module. You're not quite sure what to do. They don't take up a lot of space, and it's a great way to add a rather unique scene. Now, these have some great features, and let's talk about those right now. We're going to keep this one on the screen so you can see, but these are going to have lit barn style exterior lights. So the actual caboose has these barn style lights that are very common nowadays. Those actually light up. They're LED. The stairs and the service platform, they're already painted. You don't have to do anything other than maybe some light weathering. They're ready to go right out of the box. And since these are pretty much food type industries, they're going to include an industrial kitchen exhaust vent. Now, something else that's really cool that's being added to these is these are going to include a lit dual-sided reader board. You see these all over the country. Again, this is dual-sided. It's got the little arrow to point where the folks need to find whatever it is they're looking for. This is a $39.99 retail value. We're including it with the Caboose sets. And just to let you know, you're going to have to supply your own power supply, but they do plug with another major manufacturer's lighting system. So there you have it. These are going to be a great addition, whether it's to your Fremo module or your layout. You're going to want to pick up one or more of these for your layout. Now let's talk about locomotives. And we're going to talk about a classic. Now the Athearn F7 itself, it has a pretty rich history. It was the first plastic one-piece body locomotive in the Athearn line for quite a while. This was all the way back into the 1950s. Now the Athearn F7 has been the train set locomotive of choice for over a generation of model railroaders. Now the classic Roundhouse F7A has been retooled, and it's been improved to be even better. With customer requested features such as a 21-pin DCC compatibility and dual rear coupler mounting options, this classic streamliner is now ready to enthrall a new generation of model railroaders. Yeah, it's basically all new. We're going to talk about those features at the end, but first, let's talk about the roads that we're going to be offering. Now, all the roads that I'm going to show you in this episode, there are 2 road numbers each, so you can have an AA set if you like. So we're going to go with the famous Bluebonnet Santa Fe from the 1970s. We're offering two road numbers here, 332 as well as 335. For mid-1960s era Denver and Rio Grande Western fans, we're offering road numbers 5734 and 5741. Finally, for our fans on the East Coast, Pennsylvania, 1950s era paint scheme here in that beautiful Brunswick green. We're offering two road numbers, 9642 and 9645. Another railroad that's always popular and always suggested, Alaska. And we're offering this 1980s era F unit with two road numbers, 1500 as well as 1504. 1962, Great Northern. In the Omaha orange and the Pullman green, we've got 307A and 316C. And then finally, we have Conrail. This is a 1978 paint scheme. It's not based on any one paint scheme. Remember, Roundhouse is more about fun and economical. If you really want to get to prototype realism, you want to stick with Athearn Genesis and Athearn. But for Roundhouse, we had some fun with this. We're offering two road numbers for this Conrail locomotive, 5015 and 5018. Now let's talk about some of the features and some of the upgrades that this model has seen. These DCC ready models feature new body tooling. They're based on the EMD F7A phase 1 early. What that basically means is that was one of the most common versions of the F unit ever produced. That means that we can do so many different roads, whether factual or in some cases like the Conrail one, based on some type of paint scheme or fact. They're going to have revised frame with a heavy die-cast weight and provision for a 21-pin DCC decoder. They'll now feature flush-fitting cab, porthole, and rear window glass. And they're going to feature improved all-wheel electrical pickup with 2 wires to each truck. This is going to provide much better reliable current flow. They're going to feature single or dual headlight per the prototype. Typically, Western roads had 2 and Eastern roads had 1. McHenry operating scale knuckle couplers, separately applied horns, all-wheel drive with precision gears for smooth and quiet operation. They're also going to have a 5-pole motor with precision machined flywheels. With multi-link drive, that is going to basically mean trouble-free operation. The wheels are RP25 contoured and operate on all popular brands of HO scale track. These are painted and printed for fun decoration, and they're highly detailed injection molded body. Now, the minimum radius on these is 18 inches. Now, not only are these good for those that are just beginning into the hobby or younger modelers, but older modelers will probably see something that they like and maybe want to kit bash one of these locomotives. Now, one of the things that has been done is all of the original grab irons and lift rings that were once molded on are no longer there. Instead, there are small divots for a number 80 drill, so you can add those details to your liking. Now, we do have some of these F units coming in. We're hoping the runs that we've announced previously, we're hoping to get these in the fall to winter of 2024. Keep track of us on social media where we'll update you accordingly. So for both of these items, both the Concessions cabooses as well as the Athearn Roundhouse F units, you have until Friday, August 30th to place your pre-orders with your Athearn dealer. Well, that's all I've got for you on this episode of Train Tuesday. I'm glad you've joined us. And keep in mind, I hope you're having a great summer. We will be going back to a live format in a couple of more months. Until then, I want everybody out there to be happy, be healthy, be safe, do some good modeling, and above all, high greens. Take care, everyone.